video, we talked about how to make a program that could listen to audio commands and convert audio to text. Today, I will talk about how to write simple script to let program understand certain commands and convert text response to audio. So let's talk about examples of how to process voice command. First example is printing out date. To find out if the user wants to know the date, we can give a specific command like what is the date today, or choose to search if there is both what and date in the transcript. So we already got an audio recording function here. Now we want to get a transcript from the audio recording function, which is the text here. So let's define a transcript variable and rename the text variable here, and we want to return the transcript to the main function. So return transcript. So in this case, if we couldn't get transcript correctly, it will return an empty string. Next, we want to check if the incoming command is related to date. So now we can write a new function, say, let's call it check command, and the coming variable will be transcript. So first command we want to check will be, like we said, we want to find out if the user wants to get the date today. So now check date. So I will just put if statement here. So let's say, suppose our specific command is what is the date today? If what is the date today in transcript, or what in transcript and date in transcript. Then we do get date. Now we want to get a function that could get a date today. So we define a function called get date, which will print out the date today. So to get the date by using Python, there is a library called datetime. So we want to import the datetime first. So we say from datetime, we import date, and what we're gonna do in this get date here is we want to get today, say equal to date dot today. Then we do say print today is plus today. And this is our response to what is the date today. So we already finished the check command and the get date. Now what we want to do is here, we need to get our transcript first. Say transcript equal to audio recording, but to make it safer, I think it's best to call it name, so we don't get a global variable also named transcript. So now we say get text from audio recording function, and then we check command about text. Now we want to try the command. And one mistake I made here is this date.today will return a date object. So if we want to print out the statement, want to change the plus sign to a comma, then there will be no mistake. And let's try out. Run the command. What is the date today? And now you can see in our window here, it prints out today and the date here. Maybe delete the little space here and it will look better. Now, after setting up all these if statements, and we can get to next command, which is our second example. Voice control tools are used to do some Google research, like some user will like to ask Siri, say, what's the meaning of this word? And we want to teach our little tool to do the similar things, which is to do Google search for us. So our second example is to search certain keywords. And let's say set our command to Google something. And because we only want to do one command in each recording, we don't want to do like a lot of stuff, which might be messy. So I will just do return here. So if we only want to get date, and once we get the date, it will just return. And now the second thing we want to do here is add another if statement. If Google in transcript, then we do Google search. And also we want to add a return after Google search. So we don't have the function for Google search, which means we need to build one. So let's define a function for Google search. And this Google search function also takes our transcript in it, so it could get the information we want to search. And now what we're gonna do is to get the keyword. Actually, because we are using the Google API to transcribe audio to text. In Google API, when you say the word Google, it will actually capitalize the first G. So in here we'll say if Google with capital G in transcript. And in case we don't know what text it captured, so I will still add a print statement so that we can see our transcript after audio recording. Now let's perform the Google search. One thing to capture the keyword I will recommend is, let's say, string.partition. And this is very useful because in our command, we want to find what's the sentence after Google. And with this function, we can capture the whole sentence in the whole string after the word Google. So now let's define our keyword. Say keyword equal to Google and underscore and after keyword will equal to transcript, which is our string input dot partition, and put keyword here. So these two underscore here, the first one will be string before Google, and the second one will be our keyword, which is Google. The third one is string after keyword, because we are not going to access first two, so use underscore so we don't define extra variable. Then after get our after keyword, we want to get our URL, so we could open our web browser. URL will be https so this is our URL we are going to open. Next thing is open our web browser. Web browser dot get dot open URL. And actually this web browser is also package. So if we're using PyCharm, you just say import web browser. It will just do installation and import for you automatically. You can see I got import web browser at the top. But if you are not using PyCharm, you can just in your terminal and say pip install web browser, then import at the top of your script manually, so you could use this package. Now, let's see if our new function for Google search works. So I want to know the weather today. Let's run the main function. Google the weather today. You can see there is a new pop-up window here, and it's Googling the weather today for me. Now we know how to process the input commands. Then we started to respond with audio. So because we are going to actually convert text response to audio. So in here, Google search function, I want to add a response text, say respond equal to, here is what I found. So we got a response for Google search, and in the get date, we also want to change the printout statement to respond equal to the date day is plus. So as I mentioned before, the today variable is actually an object. So we want to make the response to a string. So we could convert it to an audio response. In this case, we add a str function to convert our today object into a string. So we got two response here. So and we return our response. So in check command here, we will get the text for audio, which is our response. So we could get one response in every single loop. The problem is how we're going to convert text into audio. So the package I'm going to use here is called GTTS, which you can just simply install it in terminal using pip install GTTS. Or you can just put the import statement at the top of your script. Some compiler here, when you put your mouse on the package name, and you will have an import option here, and you can just import it automatically. This package is a Google package that could convert text to audio file, which the output will be an MP3 file, and it also requires internet connection to convert it. So now, because we want to get audio response every time, so in our check command, we want to make sure we always get return value, because we only have two response that is presetted. So now we want to get one extra response, say sorry, I don't understand. So we won't get any errors when we put different commands. So now let's convert text into audio. The first step is, because this GTTS is convert text to MP3 file, we want to get a file name. In our case, let's say audio file equal to response.mp3, and want to make sure it's removed every time we use it. So OS remove audio, and OS package is not imported, so we import the OS package. Now, between we make it and remove it, we can start it to use our GTTS to convert. Say TTS equal to GS. So actually in here, we want to change here to from GTTS import GTTS, where T and S are capitalized. And then we say TTS equal to GTTS, and the text equal to text for audio, language equal to English, and yeah, that's it. Now let's say tts dot save and the audio file. Then we find the method to play our mp3 file. In my case, I want to use the package called play sound. Import play sound. You can also install it in your terminal by pip install play sound. And then let's say play sound dot play sound play audio file. At the same time, we print out the text we got. which is text for audio. So we could see it in our command window and also hear it. So now let's try it out. What is the date today?
Today is the 29th of December 2021.
Google the weather today for me.
Here is what I found.
Hi, can you hear me?
Sorry, I don't understand.
So here is 3 different audio response that we can get under our current script. So in this video, we talked about how to extract keywords from the input command and respond. Also, how to convert text response to audio. Hope this helps.